Hi, Cardinals. I am here for your reading lesson for Thursday. So we're going to read Tag Your It together, and then we're going to work on the worksheet that goes with it. So before I start reading, I'm going to take a look at the organizer so I know what to listen for in the story. So our key question for today is, what makes someone a good team member? So as I'm reading this story, I'm going to be thinking about that question. What makes someone a good team member? And then it looks like on my organizer, I have to choose the main character. So the character who is the most important in the story. And their name is going to go in the middle here. And then I have to think of character traits. Character traits are words that describe the character. So as we're reading, I'm going to be thinking of being a good team member, finding the main character, and thinking of words to describe the main character. So let's start reading and see if we can find those topics as we read. So here's Tag Your It. School had just let out for the summer. Some kids had gotten permission slips to stop at the park on their way home. It was a beautiful, sunny day. A few kids had gotten to the park earlier than others. They'd started a game of tag. "Tag, you're it!" yelled Ollie as he tagged Sarah. Sarah laughed and chased Marcus around the swings. "Tag, you're it!" she cried as she got hit. So I'm already thinking of these characters. I know there's Ollie, Sarah, and Marcus. So I'm wondering if any of those are going to be my main character. It didn't take too long before everyone came and got into the game. Or at least they tried to. As time went on, it became clear that some of the kids weren't getting tagged. There was a small group of kids who took turns being it. The rest were left out. They stood watching the others play. They hoped they'd finally get their chance, but it just wasn't happening. After waiting patiently for a while, but never getting tagged, they began to head home. A week or so later, some of the kids gathered at the park once again. A few of them suggested they start a game of tag. Everyone seemed up for it. "I'll be it!" yelled Zach. But before anyone took off running, Ming said, "Wait, I'd like to say something first." The kids all looked at Ming. "I want to make a suggestion," she began. "I think that the person who's it shouldn't be allowed to tag the person who is it right before them. It's more fair that way. And once everyone's been it, we can play again. That way, everyone will get to be it." Everyone looked at each other. "That makes sense," some of them said. "Sounds fair to me," others chimed in. So everyone got to play that day, and from then on, that's how they played the game. So as we were reading, I saw this "Did you know" box, and it says, there are many variations to the game of tag. Freeze tag, reverse tag, and octopus, to name a few. Look on the internet to find the others. So I've heard of freeze tag and reverse tag, but I've never heard of octopus tag. I might have to look that one up. So as I was reading, I heard different characters' names. I heard Ollie and Sarah and Marcus and Zach, and I heard Ming. So I heard all of those characters. Now I have to think which character had the most important job or important role in the story. So if I had to describe one of those characters, I have to figure out which one is the main character. So going back to where I saw some of their names, I see Ollie, Sarah, and Marcus here. But they were only in the story this one part, and I don't really learn much about them except for Sarah was laughing and chased Marcus. But I don't really know any words to describe that. So they're probably not the main character. And then Zach is on here, but he's only saying one thing. And then I see Ming. I see Ming's name again. And this is Ming. She's talking. So I'm thinking the main character is Ming because she has the most important role in the story, or she's in the story a lot. So on my organizer, my main character might be Ming. And now I have to think of a trait that describes her. So this is the part in the story where she is really involved, or she is really helping. So I'm going to think of words that describe her from that part of the story. So I think I just said one. I might describe Ming as helpful, okay? Because she helps the other children who weren't given the chance to be it. I might say that she's fair, because she's being fair by making sure everyone gets a turn. And then there's some other words you can think that would describe her. I don't want to give you all of them, so I want you to think of 2 more words that describe Ming from this part. So if you were friends with Ming and your mom or dad or your brother or sister said, "What's Ming like?" What would you say to them? We would say, "Oh, she's really helpful," or "She's really fair." So see if you can come up with 2 more traits. And then down here, we're going to answer our key question. What makes someone a good team member? So if you were on a team, or if you were playing with these kids at the park, and they wanted you to be on their team or in their group, what would they have to do to be a good team member to you? Okay, or what would they have to do to be a good friend to you while you're playing? So go ahead and fill in 2 more traits on your organizer and answer your key question for today. And then you're going to read Letter to the Editor. This looks like a little boy who wrote a story to the newspaper about a toy. And on the second organizer, it talks about how things have changed. So it says, how have things we use every day changed? And your organizer, it says, use details to complete the timeline. So it looks like you're going to, right here, type about when the toy was first invented. And then it looks like they improved it a couple times, so they fixed it and made it better. And then what it is today. So for the second organizer, the original should be the way the toy was made a long time ago. These 3 are how they improved it. So how did they make that toy better? And then today is, what is the toy like today? All right, good luck with your reading, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!